welcome to MARIYAM'S reading habit. Today, in this episode, I'll be sharing with you The Naughtiest Girl in School by Enid Blyton, Chapter 10, Joan's Secret. Elizabeth slipped by Nara's bed and by Belinda's. She came to Joan's at the end beside the wall. She slipped in between the curtains and went to sit on Joan's bed. Joan stopped crying at once and lay quite stiff and still, wondering who was on her bed. Elizabeth whispered to her, "Joan, it's me, Elizabeth. What's the matter? Are you unhappy?" "Go away," said Joan in a fierce whisper. "I shan't. It makes me unhappy myself to hear you crying all alone. Are you homesick?" "Go away," said Joan, beginning to cry softly again. "I tell you, I shan't," said Elizabeth. "Listen, Joan, I'm unhappy too. I was so bad at home that no governesses would stay at me, so my mother had to send me away to school. But I love my mummy, and I can't bear to be sent away from home like this. I want my dog and my pony and even my canary. So I do know how it is, how you feel if you are homesick." Joan listened in surprise. So that was why Elizabeth was horrid, partly because she was unhappy too and wanted to be at home. "Now, Joan, tell me what is the matter with you," begged Elizabeth. "Please do. I won't laugh, you know. I only want to help you." There's nothing much matter," said Joan, wiping a tear. "It's only that I don't think my mother and my father love me, and I do love them so much. You see, they hardly ever write to me, and they never come to see me at half term. It's my birthday this term, and everyone knows it, and I shan't get a present from them or birthday cake or anything, and I know I shan't, and it makes me feel so dreadful." "Oh, Joan," said Elizabeth, and she took the girl's hand. "Oh, Joan, that's awful. When I think how my mummy spoiled me and gave me everything I wanted and fussed me, and I was cross and impatient all the time, and here are you longing for a little tiny bit of everything I had, I feel rather ashamed of myself." "Well, so you ought to be," said Joan, sitting up. "You don't know how lucky you are to be loved and fussed. Goodness, I should be really thrilled and frightfully happy if my mother wrote to me even once a fortnight and has made yours sends you cards and letters almost every day. It makes me jealous." "Don't be jealous," said Elizabeth. "I'll be share everything with you if I can. I'm sure I will." But, "Well, you can't be quite so horrid as everyone thinks you are then," said Joan. "I think I'm rather horrid, but I do make myself rather much worse. You see, I mean to be sent back home as soon as possible. That'll make your mother very unhappy. You see, it is a great disgrace to be expelled from a school and sent away never to come back. You are very old, you love your mother, she loves you, and you want to go back to her, and you're too willing to make her unhappy. I don't understand you. I would do anything in the world for my mother, and she doesn't love me at all. I try to make her proud of me. I do everything I can for her, but she can't seem to bother about me. You're as bad as you can be, and I expect your mother will love you all the same. It isn't fair." "No, it doesn't seem fair," said Elizabeth, thinking hard. She was glad her mother wasn't like Joan's. She made up her mind to be very nice to her mother when she went back home, to make up for making her unhappy by her behavior at school. "You see, Elizabeth, the other girls see me waiting for letters every day, and they make me laugh behind my back and think my parents must be very queer people," Joan, "and I do hate that. Last term I sent some letters to myself, but the others found out and laughed at me and teased me dreadfully." "It's a shame," said Elizabeth. "Don't worry, so perhaps things will come all right. Could we be friends, please? Just whilst I'm here. I may be here for long, but it'd be nice to have somebody for a friend for a little while." "All right," said Joan, and she took Elizabeth's hand. "Thank you for coming to me tonight. I'm very glad you know as horrid as I thought, and I think you're very nice." Elizabeth slipped back to her own bed, her heart feeling warm and glad. She was glad. It was good to have a friend. It was lovely to be thought very nice. No boy girl had ever said that of Elizabeth before. "I won't let the others laugh at Joan," thought Elizabeth fiercely. "She's my friend now. I shall look after her. She's just a timid mouse." To the astonishment of everyone, the two girls soon became fast friends. They went down to the village together. Joan spent some of her 2 shillings on sweets, which she shared with Elizabeth. Elizabeth helped Joan with her sums during preparation in the afternoon, for Joan was bad at arithmetic and Elizabeth was quick. Joan asked many questions about her father and mother. She was never tired of hearing how wonderful they were and the presents they gave Elizabeth and the fuss they made of her. What do they look like?" said John. "I could show you their photographs, but Nora locked them up in that box." "Well, I'd just say sorry to her if you know. I wouldn't let my mother's or daddy's photograph be locked in a box. I think you're a baby. baby to not apologize to Nora. Oh, so you think I'm a baby too? Cried Elizabeth, flaring up in a rage and tossing her curls over her shoulder. Well, I'll just show you. Nora was coming into the bedroom at that very moment. She was astonished to find Elizabeth flinging herself on the sofa and said, Nora, I'm very sorry about those things you put in the box. I know how to count and I'll show you. I can put 6 things on my chest of drawers. Good gracious, don't deafen me, said Nora. All right, I'll give you them back. He said. Nora unlocked the box, took out all of Elizabeth's things and gave them to her. You are an awful goose, you know, she said, half scolding, half kindly. She had been pleased to see that Elizabeth had really tried to make friends with someone lost. Elizabeth put her photographs on the chest and showed them to John. The bell went for tea and they had to go downstairs before Elizabeth had finished saying all she wanted to. As they passed the hall letter rack, Elizabeth glanced up to see if there were any letters there. Goody, a letter from Mother and one from Daddy, and this looks like one from Granny, said Elizabeth. She took them down. Joan had no letters at all. Hello, John, still glooming in the letter rack as usual, called Helen's voice. I'm sure I don't know what you would ever do if you would find a letter there one day. Jump through the roof, I should think. John went red and turned away. Elizabeth saw that she was hurt and jumped round at Ellen. I suppose you think you're funny, she said. She shouted. Well, perhaps you would like to know that Joan had 4 letters and a card this morning, and she didn't jump to the roofs. She's not such a cuckoo as you are. Helen was astonished to hear Elizabeth sticking up for anyone that she couldn't say a word. Elizabeth made a rude face at her and tugged her arm through Joan's and walked off. John turned to Elizabeth, what an awful story you told. I didn't have any letters today and you know I didn't. Yes, I know, said Elizabeth. It was a story, but I really couldn't help it, John. You look like a timid mouse that had been clawed by a cat, and I felt like a dog that wanted to bark something horrid at the cat. John threw back her head and laughed. You do say the funniest things, Elizabeth. I never know what you will say or do next. Nobody ever did know what Elizabeth would take into her head to do or say. The days were slipping by now, and almost another week had gone. Elizabeth enjoyed her work. She had a good brain, and things came easily to her. She enjoyed the writing lessons, the gym, the painting, the walks, the concerts, and above all, her music lessons. She liked cricket, and she was getting quite good at tennis. She had to keep reminding herself, however, that she mustn't enjoy these things. She must really be naughty, or she would be sent home in disgrace. So every now and again, she'd be very naughty indeed. One morning, she did every single thing wrong in her class. She wrote badly and spelled every word wrong. She got all her sums quite wrong. She spilled ink over her neat geography map. She whistled and hummed and she drew Miss Ranger quite mad. Miss Ranger had been told to be patient with naughty Elizabeth, and she tried to be. But even the children became angry with her, although at first they giggled and laughed and thought she was funny. I shall report you at the meeting tomorrow, said the boy at last. He was a monitor and had the right to report anyone. I'm sick of you. You disturb everyone. And I shall report you too, said Nora that afternoon. 3 times you've not gone to bed at the right time this week. Last night you even came later than I did. And look at this. You've spilled ink over your blue bedside rug. That'll have to be clean. Well, I'm not going to clean it, said Elizabeth. I'll make it billets. That's fair enough fun. And the naughty little girl tipped up some more ink over another part of the rug. Nora stared at her in disgust. You're too silly for words. Well, you'll be sorry at the meeting tomorrow. Pooh, that's all you know, said Elizabeth. So everyone, that's all of chapter 10 today. If you enjoyed this chapter, please like, share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell and respond to my posts. So bye!